are ya? How in the world are you? Sorry for the long lead up this morning, but I had to go get my coffee going. And I had to have a talk with my associate, Sam. All right, we've already played this song, so it's time to play something different. Let's get some. Start slow and easy today. Oops. I'll play some songs from the subgenre called Dreamy, because I'm still halfway in Dreamland. Dreamland, by the way, is the name of a really good barbecue place in Alabama. So, if you're ever in Birmingham and or Tuscaloosa, get you some ribs from Dreamland. Thank me later. Matty, what's up, homie? Glad to see. Look at this business going on with Bitcoin right now, man. I just flipped on the. Come on, man, slow down. Let me wake up first. And look at this big trap right here. Ooh, on the 1 hour that happened. Oh, that was yesterday. Why am I surprised? I guess I didn't pay much attention to Bitcoin yesterday. I was looking at Link and Ether the whole time. Oh, here's my associate now. You want to come say hello? You make him say hello. If he does, I'll turn the light on just for a second so he can say hello to everybody. All right, let's have a look through, as we do every day, our Forex pairs. Aha, look at dollar yen on the move. Oh my goodness, hello. Okay. Look at this, Head and Shoulders that came into play last night. Mama. Want to move? Let's see what that total. What is the total range here? This is 61.9. That's a daily range. It's over the daily range in this one move. Very nice. This could be an opportunity if one were so inclined to trade the move back to the 50. It's coming. We know it's coming. But man, this just played out beautifully. This right here is just like the most pretty tattoo pattern here. I'll say that a lot, but it's true. Yep, so I guess on this one we'll go ahead and mark that we're looking for a retrace to the 50 to make a level 1 movement. Alright, I don't know what the song is, but I know you're trying to go back to sleep. Come on now. Dollar yen. I mean, I guess if we go to the 1 hour, this could qualify as a level 1 itself. Which, from down here, I mean, now we're getting into some big patterns. But I would call it this playing out. You can see here, I was looking for this a few days ago, but yeah, pull out level 1. Nice Head and Shoulders to start us on level 2. So The interesting thing would be to see, do we break? Does it actually play out? Do we get a break at this level? Anything significant over here? Yeah, I mean, I would say we should be looking for returns to some zones over here. Specifically this zone. I mean, some of it was actually reclaimed by this big ass candle right here. So, you know, we'll be conservative and say this wick reclaimed most of that. But we're really only looking for this area. There's a bunch here that hasn't been reclaimed. Do it about halfway. Bring that over. So those are the two big areas of interest that are most pressing. Yeah, so that's what we want to be looking for. And then let's see, how far do we think it will move by week's end? This is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, right? If my date's right. Well, yeah. So right here. So let's say from here. Oops. Oh, I hate it when it does this. Stop it. There to there. How's this for a weekly move? 142. Yeah, we're already extended beyond the weekly range. Weekly range is 135. We're at 142. So I don't know that we'll make that. I don't know that we'll make this either of these two zones by close of business Friday. But worth keeping an eye on. All right, what else we got? Pound dollar, anything good going on here? Information forming up here, looks like. Searching for a peak. It's this peak moved. I mean, I don't like calling something this huge a retrace because my gosh, I've come all the way down here and attempted a peak W. You know, maybe we could consider, I don't know. Not sure what to make of this big ass zone here. All this time it's spent just on top of the 50. This didn't pay out. Get rid of that. I mean, what I see at the moment, right, is this M, of course. You know, leading up to that. Pushes low, push high, push low, push low, push high, push high, push low, push low, push low. Yeah, I mean, it feels like whatever they're going to do looks to me like they're done with this zone for now. Okay. That's what it feels like to me. So if the idea is to move higher, maybe we retrace to the 50 at some point here and then bounce. But I would also keep an eye on this potential big M. Now that's a Matty style M right there. Yeah. It's got your name all over it, brother. I made your prediction blue last time, I think. Did that. There we go. I know you're not even making this call, but I'm assigning it to you because you nailed the other one that was this big. So this could happen for sure. This could retrace, touch, rise, and then stop at or around the peak of this first leg, and then create a big nasty M. Call that the Matty style M. There we go. Point. Mark that and check it later. All right, that's pound dollar. So here you can actually see this this trade that because I'm connected to my broker, you know. I'm trying to grab bunch of stuff in the zone on $CAD and let it go wherever it wants to go. If it wants to go down, that's fine. We're using small amounts. But when it hit here, found resistance, I decided to add a bunch of positions in this area. Just anticipating a potential move to the upside. Because look, I mean, this is extended down as well. So I've looked up for a return to the high for a while. But I mean, if you trace this all the way back, look how long it's been since we've had a considerable move to the upside. I mean, look at this. Look how long we've been on this water slide. Right here. Last September was the peak. You know? Look at that. So, I have decided I'm going to play market maker myself, and I'm going to build a big, massive, long position on $CAD. If it drops another several levels, that's fine. I'll keep adding positions as we go down. But I'm going to catch this when it turns the other direction. So that's all I got for $CAD, really. Aussie dollar, what's up with you? Nice head and shoulders. Right here, look at this. Look at all this crap. I thought I deleted this already. This is from the other day when Tino came on chat and said he wasn't feeling well, so he's taking the night off. Let's get rid of this, all this stuff. Okay. Now, reassess. Where are we? Look at this. Could be like a triple top big, forming here. I mean, this does happen. I mean, I guess that would be a head and shoulders, although the head's not extended. It's the same idea. See, how far off are we from the latest? The last peak was down here. This is actually more of a 4-hour chart shape. Get rid of these session lines. Spread it out. Yeah, I think this is likely to play out actually, because like we've got now it's a little different because it's the 4-hour chart, so things are going to compress significantly what would be an extended move. This would be the area of interest I'm looking at. Basically, all of this up here has some major 4-hour red vector candles that have not been reclaimed. So, drop back down to 1 hour. So, if this M doesn't play out, right, then what we may wind up looking at in hindsight is a move like this W, rise, retrace, rise, retrace, rise out, something like that. So I would like to see this area here get touched just to reclaim those giant red 4-hour candles. All right. We'll see. Euro dollar, what's happening here? Morning, John. How you doing, my friend? All right, this song is too sleepy. Can't do it. Can't do the sleepy songs. Too much. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Yeah. Alright, we'll check this All About Adventures by Jake Rich. Oh, okay, so this is music from this person's playlist. Okay, well, whatever, we'll try it out. Okay, here, look, yeah, look, here we had a Matty hypothesis over here that played out. Nice move to the downside. Then we set up a consolidation zone here. We never did reclaim these two spots, so these three areas that we have marked, look at that. What does that make us think? I know we have zones up here, right? This is pointing from somewhere. Okay, yeah. Now, technically, that has seen at least a small profit here. And then again here, and then again here. Those could have been paid off. Well, that would be a break even, so I don't believe they'll do that. We'll see. So this is the main, the huge peak that we're still moving away from. This took place almost a month ago. So it is definitely time for a return, right? Matty's played out halfway, and then things reversed. So yeah, I think I'm still on euro dollar looking for an M formation drop, so something in this neighborhood to actually kick us back off and head down to grab some of these zones. Matty, do you concur? I know it just keeps going up. It's got to turn around at some point, right? Hey, what's up, Hyperion? Thoughts on VET and ADA? Well, I don't have many thoughts on VET. I don't know a ton about VET, but I can pull the charts and we can look at the price action, and I can give you some thoughts there. But for TA, I'm not going to be any help for you really on VET. Now ADA, I love. I think ADA is fantastic. I think it's a long-term winner, but it's a slow and steady coin, and it's run by, you know, some really, really smart folks, Charles Hoskinson and IOHK and that crew. I read yesterday, I think, that they, that they have their Cardano in Africa conference coming up. They just signed some kind of a deal or intention to make a deal with the government of Ethiopia. They got a lot of good stuff going on. So, love ADA. I don't like it as a quick mover. I don't think it's going to go. People that say $10 ADA by the end of the year, I think they're smoking some of that devil's lettuce. But I could see, I wouldn't be shocked to see a decent rise out by the end of this year, somewhere in the, I don't know, $2 range. Could be nice. I think ADA needs another couple of years to really, really hit that explosive growth that everybody's looking for. Alright, let's finish these real quick and then we'll get into some crypto. Pound Frank is doing jack shit. Look at all these peaks right here. Goodness. They just all tap at the same level. 127, 400-ish lower, just below. Got this long zone, so just range. I mean, if you're a scalper, you can make money in here for sure. Yeah, not really anything to do here, but wait. I guess I drew something here too. Oh yeah, I drew the lady, because the necklace. Let's get rid of all this. If I see the lady, say hello, lady. I'll say goodbye, lady. Alright, so this is still, we're still playing off of this peak. Oh god, stop it. Try that again. That happened on the 5th of April, so that's a 24-day peak right there. Crazy drop. Didn't retrace at all until April. A little bit of a W on this low side. Push up, but then it came back down. Well, technically, this zone has not been broken yet. Just like we have not crossed this low, this set. And this move, yeah, we haven't crossed the high that was set here. But we have entered a long phase of ranging. I don't even know what you would. Some people would probably call this a wedge. Really freaking long wedge. We can get a trim line. No, I don't know about this. So, set up a couple trim lines here and here. I mean, there you have a little bit of a wedge. Descending, it would be. A descending wedge is supposed to signal, people say, a rise at the end of it. But, I mean, look how extended this thing is. Who knows? Anybody's guess what could happen here. I don't really think there's anything to do here other than take, get scalp this, but that's about it. Alright, moving on. No predictions there. No predictions anyway. Yeah, no worries, Hyperion. I'll pull up bet for you in a minute. We'll finish these last two coins, or these last two pairs, and we'll just look at the price action. I'm not going to have any insight into the technology behind it for me. But I mean, I know it's a real coin. I know it has some use case. But we'll look at price action just to see. I'm kind of curious myself. All right, over here, still playing off of this head and shoulders. Still have some zones that have yet to be recovered. Right. Fairly big one here. A little bit here, not a ton here. Should fair amount right here. Pretty close. So we've got some really close points of interest. Points of interest here. This is the dollar Swiss that I've been trying to catch. If you watched yesterday morning, I talked about how I had a long here. We now dropped again. So it's like the same exact thing. Last time I did that, I had a long down here, and I wound up getting out of this area. Same thing happened here. Had a long here, got out of, I don't know, when this turned around against me again, got out there. Did not take a short, probably should have in hindsight. Well, here we go again. Another shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, but I mean, who knows? Who knows when this thing's gonna actually turn around? If this was the midweek reversal point like Tino talks about, who knows? I mean, maybe Friday they bring it back. But this move right here, so right there, that's 100 pips. What's our ADR weekly range here? As we open the week here, right? So this is the weekly move so far. The range which is true. 99 is a weekly range, so we're at the weekly range right now. Right there. 99.6, almost exactly the weekly range. For average. That seems like a small average though, doesn't it? should be close to ADR times 3. ADR is 56. That gives you another 50 pips of expected movement. I mean, it's hard to think of it going anywhere but farther down, but we'll see. Maybe if this move that we're on right now, this hour has moved significantly. If that doesn't break the center peak right here, it turns around, and this move may be actually happening. Eventually, I'm gonna get this right. I mean, we got W's all over the place here. W within a W within a W. It was so pretty if this had played out. Oh well. It didn't. That's the world we did. What else? We got one more Kiwi dollar. What's up, Kiwi dollar? Ooh, look at this. Steady climbing. Yeah. That didn't happen. This played through. So we definitely have a new peak to respect. That's this one right here. Right? I don't know what this is all about. Okay. So we have nearly a touch right here. I'm just going to mark that. Get rid of this. All right. I have not touched again. So we definitely are looking for a return to this 50 somewhere around here, right? This range. We're extended here, so in just 3 days we've moved how far? 188 pips. We're well above the weekly range. So that definitely makes us think that this retrace is coming pretty soon, right? Back down to here, get into a reasonable zone. Keep that in mind for dollar or for QE. Okay, let's check out that. Right, that's what we wanted to look at. So let's pull. Should I have that on here? That I don't. I don't. So we'll add it. That is T. USD. We'll use USD on pockets. Let's see if that's a decent chart. Okay. As always, if I'm try to get a taste for a new coin that I haven't really looked deeply into, I like to go into an hourly chart, turn all of the indicators off, pull back and see what shapes jump out at me to start. And the first shape that jumps out immediately to me is right here. I'm going to show you something. See this? This is the Wall Street cheat sheet psychology of a market cycle chart. You notice anything here? Just sit back and sip my coffee valiantly as you guys take this in. What this tells me that has a standard market cycle. I mean, that's pretty close. You know, it's not perfect. And it looks like it's very healthy, but if you're a fan of this coin, this should be very encouraging. It's not a bad thing to fit this model. It's an even better thing if this phase right here of the model is higher than it was last time. It clearly is. Yeah. All right, so how old is this? Let's see how far back this goes. Change it to 4 hour. Goes back pretty far. How about daily? So Binance started carrying this July of 18. It's a pretty long, lot of pretty flat movement there. So this is the first real, like, considerable market cycle that it's had. after a very, very, very long accumulation phase. So let's think about this. I like to kind of try to get some ranges in my mind. So we're going to ignore all the stuff that happened with it. Okay, we're going to call this the first accumulation phase. We'll look at this rise out. I'm going to call this a second accumulation phase. Rise out, a third, smaller, much smaller accumulation phase. Right? Let me send these to the back so it's easier to see. Okay. Now we've got our euphoria up here, which is always preceded by excitement and all those from the market cycle. There's a 4-hour chart. So this dramatic rise happened in 1, 2, 4, 5, happened in 20 hours. So you've got euphoria right here. Retrace, pretty big retrace, actually recovered everything immediately. Complacency is around here to here. And then this would be your fear and all that stuff. But the nice thing is, it looks like it rebounded really quick on VET, or V-chain, which is VET, yeah, that's what I thought. So if this settles, if this flattens out right here, that's a really good sign for the future of the coin. I would not mind see this. Matter of fact, if I was going to enter as an investor this market, I would almost never touch any coin or any other investment, whatever vehicle, while it's in this part of that cycle. If I can identify it, I'm staying out for this. Right? It's just me. I'm not telling anybody what to do. Right? But I'm not interested in investing in this. I want to see another accumulation phase at least. That could be what this is. Now, I might watch this for a little bit longer to see if we wind up settling into an accumulation phase farther down, But if this does play out where we stick here in this zone for a while, it's very healthy because that tells me the next time this type of a cycle plays out, it's going to happen higher, hopefully settle a little bit higher. That's how I see it. I like to think of it as a like a little creature just kind of hopping between these little platforms, and then he hops up here, and then he goes a little bit crazy, lands back here. So we want to see a nice jump here, another little accumulation, and then this cycle can play out. That's what I would want to see. So Hyperion, that's the best I got for you on V-chain, just purely from a price action standpoint. No technical analysis at all. But this is what I see in terms of market cycle. And if you haven't seen this graphic before, I would suggest you go look it up. It's all over Google. Type in Wall Street cheat sheet, you'll see this. Or you just type in standard market cycle, you'll see this picture a bunch. And I just really like pulling this up and reminding myself over and over and over and over not to fall victim to what these are essentially the natural human responses to this cycle. Unfortunately, that's how it plays out. It's how it's played out for me. Who knows how many times in the past, but not anymore. And the reason is because a lot of times what happens, and this really, I've said this before, I'll say it again, it really applies to crypto because the way crypto gets hyped up by people in social communities. A lot of coins you don't hear about until they're in this thrill and euphoria phase. So that's when the shills come out of the woodwork. That's when we see it on the news, we see it on a blog. that's how a coin you've never heard of gets in your face most of the time, is because it's in this phase right here. And that's how you wind up buying the peaks. So you didn't take the time to look at this chart and then look at this model and then look back at the chart and see where you are in a cycle similar to this. Right? So you buy up here and you're not paying attention, or, well, you're paying attention a ton right when you bought, right? Because you just made an investment. I just saw this kind of thing. So we gotta switch to something new. Put me right back to sleep. I don't like it. Let's pull up a playlist. Channel with some rock. Yeah. So, like I said, if you fell victim to this, odds are you bought up here. You're paying close attention, and this is all you see. Is this part. You don't see all this part because you didn't get in time. FOMO, when you saw that, other people's excitement, right, forced you to buy in, right? So all you really see is this part. By the time we drop down to here, this part of the cycle, you were just pissed off and you don't want anything to do with this crap anymore. Maybe you even sell what you got to just realize, get something back out of it. Well, what happens is this repeats, and you're not paying attention anymore because you're pissed off. And you're not following the markets anymore. So all this part plays out again without you. And then you hear about it again because when you're back into euphoria and thrill, it makes the rounds. So maybe you take another shot. You go, man, I got to get it right this time. Well, you buy up here again. This is what you see again. This is why people will leave the market in a huff, right? They only see this part of the cycle. So it takes patience, it takes purposefully changing your mental framework so that this is no longer anger and depression, right? For me, like I'm to the point now where this phase right here this is only positive. This is something that tells me, hey, opportunity is right here. There's an opportunity right there. Maybe I want to be stingy and see if I can get it for cheaper. Maybe. But that's why I would always, suggest if anyone is thinking about making an investment, that first move, please pull up the chart and don't make your first move up here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should not ever be making your entry into a new investment up here. You're just going to see this, even on a healthy coin. This is a healthy coin. As far as price action goes, this is very nice moves. And don't get obsessed with what you missed from over here, because you can't do anything about it. As far as I know, no one's invented a time machine yet, so it doesn't matter that you missed this stuff. You know why? Because this side only goes back to 2018, right? This side, so what I'm saying is, this is now, right? So, in terms of bet, beaching, in this direction in time, it goes back to 2018, okay? This direction in time goes on literally forever, until the universe explodes in a fiery ball of madness. So, forget about all this stuff over here. Let's focus on what we can do on this side of that paradigm. Okay? This is the now line. This doesn't matter. We can't do anything about it, but we can learn from it. Right? We can definitely learn from it to make what we do on this side much more profitable, much more reasonable, and founded in logic and experience, not just emotion. Sorry, I know I went off on a long tangent there, but it's what it is. So, hope you got something out of that. If nothing else, a small amount of entertainment. All right, now let's turn our attention to what we want to check. Let's have a look at Ether. I want you guys to use my symbol link. Okay. Boy, ether is just kicking ass and taking names, man. So wild. Okay, look at this climb. My goodness. Well, so this is my scalping setup. So, oops. Did I just turn off my stream? What did I do here? Okay. That's not what I want. Man. I'm a little too crazy with my clickety clicking. Okay, there we go. I got it fixed. Okay, so turn this back on. Now, it's the view that I can use for scalping. Stick with ether for a minute, so I'll make it big. I like to have the hour, right? Maybe about this much in the frame, so I can see the last 24-hour cycle. 15 minutes in the middle. Get a better idea of what move I might want to play off of right now. This, the 1 hour is to give you a general trend, a larger trend. I mean, look at the dragon is pointed at like 115. Right, this is a great angle for a long on this chart. Signal lines crossed, bullish cross right here. After last night had a bearish cross, but that only lasted for 3 hours. So, and we're spreading out a little bit more. Now we'll see the first thing I see on 15-minute is this inverted head and shoulders here. Right, so that led to this push up out of the zone. Did have a retrace here to form what would essentially be a tattoo pattern. Right? If we favor the highs, it's hard not to with this kind of trend line. And then we look for, once we've decided, okay, I think the high is what I'm favoring. Where would the entry be? Well, we're in this one right now, potentially. At 6 a.m., so 9 minutes ago. So let's watch for a bit and see if another entry presents itself to us. The way that I try to do this scalping is once I've identified the trend on the 1 hour, the local move that's either playing out or has just played out on the 15-minute, then I want to find a shark fin to start an entry, to start a multiple entry, rather. And like it says in the top left corner of the screen, these are paper trades. This is just for practice, getting our eyes trained to be able to identify potentially profitable trades. So, my financial advice. Alright, give me a second. I gotta turn this fan so I can get a little air circulation in here. Ah, feels so much better. So, let's see. All right, we have a little dip right here. If this comes out of volatility, then we will mark that as a potential entry. Here we go. So let's go ahead. I know it hasn't turned back yet, but I want to get this on the board. So let's mark this as a first entry. Paper trade, no natural rights, blah, blah, blah. But as a first entry to a multiple entry long position. So there's one right there. Here, here. Here we go. There's our first. I like this song. It's pretty good. Now we watch and see. The strange thing about this style, this multiple entry style, is that you actually invite price to move against you, especially early in the trade, right? Because we may do 5 or 6 entries before this trade, this position is set. It's just the first entry, so we invite price to come down before it goes up. Let's look, if we think we have identified both the 1 hour trend and the 15-minute move, and we found an entry outside of the volatility band, right? Every move against us, kind of the way I think of it in my head, is that there's more and more pressure building to push in the direction I want it to go. So I don't mind this thing coming back out, dropping, coming in, dropping again. It will be completely fine with this type of a trade, with this, even this, right? Even this many moves against us, right? Because I know at some point it is going to turn. It doesn't have to go this far, but the way this works, each entry, your position gets stronger, and your net position drops lower. Right? By the time, if this were to actually play out just like this, I'm not saying it will, it almost certainly won't. But if it did, and you made your last entry here, your biggest and last entry would move your net position would be sitting right there, right? So all you really need, honestly, you don't need a huge move. Profit would come if it just moved that far. This right here would be a very solid profit, right? Because of the size of this position that you've built slowly over time. That's what we're looking for. And the strategy, this is just I've said this before, this is sort of my dumbed down, simplified version of the strategies that PC shit uses from the Traders Reality community. So plug it in if anyone happens to watch this video or either live or replay of it or whatever. Go to Traders Reality YouTube channel, watch the videos, start from the old ones, and then watch the live streams that Tino does from Traders Reality. And then look for PC Shed as he's a member of that community. He also has his own YouTube channel, and he has a couple of really good videos on there that are about trading with leverage. I think one of them is called "Before You Trade with Leverage, Please Watch This Video" or something like that. Fantastic video. I have adapted this multiple entry strategy from the things I've learned from him. Straight up, really good stuff. He has a deeper understanding of it than I do. So I take the things that he does, and I simplify them for me to use in a way that makes sense. This multiple entry system makes sense to me. Also, I consulted with my associate this morning, Van, about what we should call this multiple entry system. And he had a great idea. This is what he said. He said we should call it the multiple entry 1 minute scalping win money strat. Or meow. Go on. Come on, go. Sam's a cat, man. That's what he said to name it. Maybe I translated it. I added some detail for it, but I'm sure this is what he meant when he said this to me this morning. You're not as tickled by that as I am, but I feel bad for you, son. Got 99 problems, but not being entertained by dad jokes ain't one. Trademark, meow. Yeah, so this type of a strategy does require patience. I can tell you that this is not a strategy for someone who's very impulsive and likes to shoot from the hip and just go hard. This strategy will kill you. It'll eat you up because you have to do a lot of waiting. To make, the moves you make have to be fairly small because you can't make multiple entries and double, essentially match what's in the position every time you re-enter. Because look, it doesn't take a lot. Let's just say this is one, whatever one means to you. That's your first entry. When I do this, I make my first entry a very, very small percentage of my total account, right? We're talking like maybe 2% of my total account, probably less. Because if you go in with one, your next entry has to be one. You have to match what's in there. Right? So you go 1, 1, that makes the position 2. Right? The next move you have makes the position 4, so you add 2 to the 2 that are in there. The next move you do makes the position 8, the next one 16 and 32. Right? So if you started with 1 and 1 represented 1% of your account, by that fifth move, you're at 32% of your account that you have in this position. So you need to work that out in your own mind as to how small do you need to start to be able to make these entries and protect your capital. Nobody can answer that but you. So what we've got to move against us here. Outside of volatility band, but we're going to wait. We're just going to catch up a bit, as big a move as we can before we do our second entry. Right? Now that may be happening. It may stop here. You kind of need to be paying attention because you get distracted while you're doing this. What if that happened really quick? We could have potentially caught this, but we didn't. Which is fine. Chances are we're going to come back down lower. The worse the joke is, the better the joke. Yeah, I feel you on that. Just put away. Sad times. Listen to a little blues. Get into a groove. I listen to some of the same songs on every stream. I don't care. They're good. Right. Got a move right here. So what are we tripping on right here? I don't see anything on this chart that makes me think there should be resistance right here. So we look at the other charts. Okay, that's where the 5 is on the 15-minute. This zone right here is where yesterday's high was. Here. Okay, that's tripping us up a little bit. Over on the 1 hour, there's nothing significant other than yesterday's high. What we did, we closed right on. So we go ahead and just make, since we're in the small entry territory right now, we'll make another one here. A little more skin in the game. Call that entry number 2. We did not move our actual entry point very far. So on this entry, we moved, the net position moved from here halfway here. So my net position is right about here. Make a little line and move it as we go. This is our net position right now. On this paper should be. Iberian Wiki, my friend? Is that what the MZ is for? Oh, I guess I should pull up 2 feet on the monitor just to see. Sure, nobody's trying to talk to me. Figure out that they are. Alright. Just not gonna do shirt face. Okay, nothing doing over there. I'm going to turn my mic off for a little while, turn the music up, just soak this up while we watch for a new move against us for a potential entry. Potential third entry, that is. Paper trade, no financial advice. doesn't excite something either in your chest cavity or in your pants, you are dead inside. $5 somewhere, Jeff.
But I'm with you. I don't drink my whiskey in the mornings either.
Don't drink it at all during the week, actually. So reserve that for my weekend treats. time to quit farting around and actually pay attention to this, this paper scalp here, because we've got a nice move to the upside. This is an area of interest right here. These last two peaks, which is the London high, right? So I'm going to mark this as a take profit point. At least a potential take profit point. Maybe you don't take, but I like getting paid. Getting it when it gets good, yeah? Yeah, so we'll just make this white, a little bit of a white background. Right. And if this moves back down because of this cap right here, and the profit we take right here, we won't take the whole thing. We would mark this as like a little bit of a take profit, maybe half, maybe a quarter, whatever. We'll use that profit if we get a dip back down here, which we think we probably will, to build the next position, the next entry. Right? Conversely, if you really want to get, you know, you feel comfortable with this multiple entry style in one direction, you want to change it up. This potentially this peak right here could be a start of a short that you run concurrently with your long. In hedge mode, if you're on Binance, you can do anything special if you're on Bybit. Just open a short. Yeah, exactly. You can play for both teams. It can be profitable doing it that way. Because if you're anticipating multiple ranges, high, low, while you're in the trade, you're going to be presented multiple opportunities to close the longs when they get up here while you're opening your shorts, close the shorts on the lows while you're opening new longs. Right? Pretend that you are a market maker, right? Take those moves yourself, you know? Another tactic is, or another tactic that PC Shed has a really good video on that I can't even come close to explaining it with you guys, but I can do a dumbed down version and point you in the direction of this video. This video's well. Music. This here.
gonna go make my next coffee. Leave you with this blues. Let's watch the show. Let me know what happens.
Didn't miss a whole lot, did we? Did not peek outside the volatility band at all.
John and Maddie, you guys got anything planned for this Thursday, Friday, heading into the weekend? Anything cool coming up? John, you doing any cooking? All right, Jones. Oh, cooking's done for tomorrow, and you got a coffee date in 20 minutes. So, coffee date with a lady or a gentleman or a friend. Right, do some exercise, hit the gym. Good stuff, buddy. I guess you gyms are back open and stuff functioning now where you are. That's good. Good to hear. I know that hurt. The lockdowns crushed a lot of smaller gyms. They'll probably hurt some of the big ones too. So I'm glad, not only for people to be able to go work out, but for those small businesses themselves. And you know, glad that they're able to actually open and do some business again. Oh, cool. Old friend of yours who just got to reopen his restaurant. Nice. Well, that's great, man. Hope you enjoy that. It sounds like fun. Oh, they've been open the whole time. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, you think he's ready for that? Does he have an interest in trading or stuff like that? Yeah, it's nice to be able to do that. Or at least a nice string of successful trades, even if regardless of what the dollar amount is. If you're winning a very high percentage of your trades, that typically will pique somebody's interest. But if he's not already into either crypto or forex or any type of commodities trading like that, it may be a tough sell because boy, I have attempted to have some conversations about this stuff, but people's eyes glaze right over. Well, depending on who they are. Sometimes I've talked to some people who like immediately have an interest, and that's awesome. But if that's not something that's that's just in their already in their mind, it can be tough to sell, especially someone like Tino on Trader's Reality, who frames it the way he does and looks at the mental framework behind the decisions and talks about things like the market makers, because people are naturally skeptical and I've never been called a crazy person or a conspiracy theorist because of it, but I also haven't talked to that many people about it. So I'm sure that that's a possibility, but yeah, I mean, I would err on the side of saying, you know, maybe the story behind it's true, maybe it's not, but the mental framework works. At the end of the day, isn't that what matters? You know, I'm not dying on a hill, claiming that this stuff is all 100% true and the story behind it's 100% true. I could care less, to be honest. If the mental framework results in me becoming a profitable trader, then honestly, I don't care if any of the story is true. I mean, I think I've seen enough at this point to believe that it is. I mean, personally, you know, I am convinced at this point. But if you haven't looked into it and you haven't done any research at all, haven't watched any of the videos or read any of the books about market makers, it's totally reasonable to be skeptical of it. In fact, I think anyone who accepts this proposition just off the word of one person on the internet, probably that's probably that. I mean, it's not. There's no probably about it. That is not reasonable. No one should accept this as, you know, gospel truth without doing a little bit of skeptical challenging, healthy skeptical challenging. Just found out that if you're an employee for the major banks in Denmark, you're not allowed to own crypto. Whoa, that is, oof. Well, that stinks, doesn't it? That stinks of manipulative tactics. I don't like that at all. I understand it, but I don't like it. Oh, God. That reminds me of, you know, companies that will fire employees for even talking online about unionizing and things like that. That's, in my opinion, that is grossly authoritarian, and I don't like it. Fired on the spot, man. Messed up. Yeah, that is sick. I don't like that at all. Do you visit Denmark or do any work in there? You from there? Do you have any connection to Denmark? Oh, you live in Denmark. I didn't know that, John. Awesome. Very cool. Whereabouts? Copenhagen. Copenhagen. Awesome. Very cool. Let's have a look at let's have a look at where my man John lives. Right here. So you are just on the tip of where the Nordics start, huh? Is Denmark considered a Nordic? I know these three are. I don't think Denmark is it? It is. Okay, Scandinavian. Okay, cool. Cool, I didn't know that. Very nice. So you're right here. Oh man, I bet that is a beautiful place. Right on the strait. Is it really windy in Copenhagen?
never been. This is definitely, but my profession does present the rare opportunity to go here for work. So that is on my short list of places I want to go for work. Can we switch to satellite? Oh yeah, here we go. Not that windy. Oh yeah, man. If I get an opportunity to go to Copenhagen, I will definitely let you know. I don't see that being anything on the horizon soon, but within a year or two, it wouldn't shock me if I got a chance. There are some conferences in my industry that take place in Copenhagen fairly regularly. Cool looking place. How's this bridge right here to drive over? Is that pretty wild? Yeah. I'll show you the bridge. I don't know how long it is in comparison to this, but it is a monster that I drive over once in a while. Let's go around the world. All right, that would be. Where is it? Here it is. This guy right here, the Chesapeake Bay Bridge. Now I don't know how this compares to yours, but this is a monster of a bridge. Holy crap! But even satellite imagery, you can see the shadows. To be honest with you, I get a little butterflies in my stomach when I drive over this guy right here. Looks like yours might be your bridge might be a little bigger than that, huh? Well, maybe not. No, actually, it's probably pretty close to the same size. Cool. Well, we've got our geography lesson for today. Oh, look, we have another opportunity here. Now, even though the two first entries were lower than this one, this is a place to consider making an addition to the long because it's outside the volatility band. But let's wait and see how far we drop. We'd like for it to drop much farther to add, but we're not scared to add up here. Oh, take care, man. Nice to talk to you, buddy. Or Sundsbron. Braun? I have to study the language before I take that visit, just so I can at least say hello to people. Ask where the bathroom is. Maddie, where are you at in the world? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. I'm gonna mark this as a third entry. Funded by this take profit, hopefully. Hopefully we get that. Where temp here? Where is that, my friend? Never heard of that. Temp here. Oh, Finland. Okay. Awesome. You know this place right here? Just look like these always look familiar. It's a pretty church. I'm assuming that's a church. What is this guy all about? Maddie, do you know this guy right here? This gentleman? What his situation is? Ooh, got like a, what do you call this thing? We have one in Seattle called the Space Needle. That little dude is Moomin? What's the story? Is there a story behind Moomin? What is Moomin? Oh, it's a cartoon. Okay. That's neat. Look at this. Ooh. Nice. Got some frozen over here. This looks fun. What is this all about? Morning, goats. What is up, my friend? We're taking tours around the world today. We first visited where John lives, in Copenhagen. Now we're having a look at Maddie's stomping grounds. Nasinuela? Nasinuela? Eula? Nuela? Man, gotta practice my Nordics. My Nordic languages. Oh, I see. So this is maybe a part of this like amusement park here. Very cool. Check our trade. Oh. Okay, nothing too exciting happening yet. I love these panoramic pictures. They're so cool. Well, it looks like we live in quite a pretty city, my friend. You know these guys? These your friends? Make that out. Those are some interesting looking trees. Kind of blue. I don't know if that's just the picture or do they have like blue tinted leaves? That doesn't look familiar to me. Kind of a tree. A lot of pictures of this building right here. Guessing this has some cultural significance to your city. I know you don't know. I was just messing. Tuomio Kirko? Tuomio Kirkon Puisto. Kirkon Puisto. Or the Tampere Cathedral. How do I go back out of these pictures and just look at the map? That maybe? Yeah, there we go. No idea what that church is. Well, the internet people know what it is now. Oh, here's your Moomin thing. The Moomin Museum, yeah? This guy. Huh. Isn't that cool? Is he like, is he a hippo, or is he supposed to be a certain animal, or just like a make-believe creature?
Someone put a nice reef on his head. Oh, there's a bunch of them. This is wild. That's a cool sculpture. Just imaginary creature. Okay, let's go. Man, you learn something new every day. A little bit. Ooh, I like this fish. Interesting. Sorry, bro. But hey, I mean, well done. Well done. Luscious lips. A little concerned about these razor sharp teeth, but you know. So maybe you're into that. All right, cool. That was cool. We got a finished boxing museum too. It's pretty small. And they have hot wings. Alright, let's check the trade. Ooh, alright, here we go, here we go. How far are we going to go? So we could make a fourth entry. Because we made one up here, just because we came out of the volatility band. Mark that. Let's see if we can get it pushed a little bit lower before we make another move. So it could be spike for his pleasure. Not for me, though. I'm not taking any chances with chompers like that. Holy moly. Ooh, tried it. Gotta juice up. All right, b0tz, it's your turn. Where are you located in the world? If you're comfortable sharing. We're going to circumnavigate the globe, but oh, I said I was going to move this average entry, so between these two is where we are now. So we're about right here. And John, b0tz just came in. Basically doing this multiple entry scalp practice, paper trade, no financial advice. And we had a couple of entries here and a nice move to the upside. So we marked this as a place to either take profit or potentially start a short in hedge mode. Right? Now we're looking for more entries into the long. We kind of favor the long just because of our trend lines over here on the 1 hour. We had a signal cross on the 1 hour here at 1 a.m. my time. We've got solid trend lines on the 15 as well. We just broke out, had a retrace. We're expecting a move to the high. So we're favoring the long, but nothing wrong with either having a head short or pulling profits, percentages of your profit on these peaks and using that to restock your next entries. So that's what we're looking for. Oh, this evening, let's see. I either have to take the girls to piano, or if the wife takes them, I would have time around 4:30. If I take them, I'll have time in the 6 p.m. range, Eastern Standard, something like that. And if all that fails, I can probably make time closer to like 8, 9 p.m. Either way, I should be able to, should have time at some point this evening. Seven or eight. All right. Well, I'll pencil you in, my friend. There we go. Come on down. Sneak out of here again. Let us make another entry. Let's show you the rocket ship when you were in it. Okay. Yeah, it sounds good. Sounds good. We'll do that. All right, we've got us a nice spot here. Let's try and decide if we think it's done moving. So over here, this next signal line is a point of interest where we might get a stop. Below that, it's a retrace all the way to the 50. I doubt we'll have to wait that long. So this is kind of the area I'm looking for. Potentially making another entry. Let's see. Yeah, this right here. Yeah. Compared to this. You're not ready to bounce, are you? Don't you want to come down here? Well. Yeah, nobody. I'm convinced this dip is over. I think this is a much more likely place for this to turn around. You'll make a fool of me, price line. Oh, how dare you! How dare you! Oh. I have to let that ship sail. This would have been a good entry, but I didn't pull the trigger. Probably get another shot at it though. Maybe 1, 2, 3 lows to form a little bit of a trend, a very small trend. And 1, 2, 4, 5 highs. Roughly at this line right here. So we'll probably get another shot at grabbing a low. Or it'll make a fool of me again. Also, inverse head and shoulders at the 3. You know, I don't know that I've ever really looked at a 3. Well, let's do it. Inverse head and shoulders. Would that be, are you looking at this? Looking for a retrace and a bounce back and then a move? Okay. Oh, you're on Bitcoin. Okay. Yeah, same. It doesn't surprise me that they're both drawing a similar pattern. Okay. Well, I didn't break too far outside of our little trend line. You're good. Move it. Move it a little bit. Yeah, you can see it on the 1 minute too. Right. That is potentially, now that all depends on if we don't make a new low from here. Right. And that will be what we're looking at. Either way, I do expect that I think we're at least going to match this low, if not get a lower low before we turn around. Which is very, very, very good thing for this, this position that we're building here.
I was old, I was young, I was sitting in the sun, I was tired of the run, I was done.
I like a bit of harmonica from time to time. I'm gonna mute myself for a bit and take this in. Just soak in it for a minute. Slap them cucumbers to the ground. Hell yeah. Yo, have you ever seen this picture? This picture cracks me the F up. I bet cucumber hunter. I bet this will pull it up. Yeah. Have you ever seen this? Oh my god, this trips me out. I fucking love this. Like, this dude is just so serious. Like, what went into the decision to take this photo? I mean, maybe I'm sure maybe this is all Photoshop. I don't know. But either way, I mean, just all these. I don't know if those are probably zucchinis, but cucumbers. You know what I mean? That looks more like a zucchini squash of some sort. But then you got Uncle Cletus over here with a shotgun, his camo on, and his cat, which I guess helped him hunt these squashes. I mean, so good. No, we're not making fun of it. No, this is just a purely appreciation post. I mean, I can't imagine the skill it took to hunt these creatures. But everybody knows a Siamese cat is your best tool in tracking down the elusive giant squash. Yeah, zucchini is supposed to be zucchini. Oh. Here he is without the sunglasses. Yeah, so I'm guessing the cat. The cat and the sunglasses must have been added. Oh, it's two different photos. Oh, this guy, he has a different facial hair here too. That's funny. I wonder which one's real, if any of them. And this one has been flipped, opposite side. The big cucumbers over here. This looks like the original. The big squashes on the right. And then they flipped it. Did some work. Gave him some sunglasses and a cat. Man, internet people are funny. There's a Bernie version of that? Oh, God. Alright, let's see if we can find that. Bernie, cucumber, hunter. Keep calling me cucumbers. H? How are you supposed to? Go back. Go back. She's not gonna go back. Let's see. Bernie bean. Zucchini. I like this one. Getting his hair done by Dolly Parton. Well, I can't find it. If you find it, post it. So I want to see that. That sounds funny as hell. Oh, you don't know if there's a Bernie version. Well, now you have to make it because you put that out there into the world. Good. Yeah, I don't imagine Bernie being much of a hunter. I feel like Bernie is a friend to all creatures, large and small. Especially after that bird came and visited him while he was, giving the speech. Forget where that was. You know what I'm talking about, though, right? Bernie Sanders. Yeah, this bird just showed up. This finch just showed up and sat there and talked to him while he was speaking. Ah, so funny. It's a good one. That's so funny. Yeah, that's pretty solid art right there. I like that.
It's good too. It's a good one. I like that one too. Oh man, this guy caught Bernie Sanders. Yeah. Alright, it's enough me looking. Here's a spot. Could add there. Let's see if she gives us an even lower coin. Really? That's cool. Oh yeah, I didn't. We talked about that, didn't we? I think didn't I tell you about my epic road trip up there to buy out like, obscene amounts of Alchemist beer? The heady topper. If I didn't consider this me telling you now. Yeah, that would have been a good one right there for sure. But now look, we're coming out of volatility to the top. See how high we go. Oh my god, heady topper's so good. And it gave me like instant street cred with all of the small beer vendors here, the breweries here. So I would like, for a stretch there, I would go to every beer festival, craft brew festival that I could find. And I would take an ice cooler with, I don't know, 4 or 5 of the tall boy, you know, the heady topper cans that are about this big, that big around. And I would just trade people. You know, people loved it, and they couldn't believe that I actually had it. So they would give me like free drinks from their stand all day long if I would give them one heady topper. I actually wound up meeting a guy who had, I think his brother or somebody was a Californian, and he had come into town fairly recently and brought with him some Russian River Pliny the Elder. And we met up somewhere and swapped out. We traded some heady topper for some Pliny. Can't drink any more than you did when you should for Switchback. I'm not familiar with Switchback. Is that another Vermont beer? I don't know those. There's some good local brews here in Maryland, but nothing of that level. I mean, I guess Dogfish Head, which is right over on the coast. Technically, I think it's in Delaware. Well, not technically, it is in Delaware. And then Flying Dog we have here in Maryland. Those are probably the 2 biggest, most popular ones. Microbrews that we have. I don't drink beer anymore, but when I did, those IPAs were my jam. It's too much sugar for me now. And I like it a little bit too much, you know what I'm saying? That's the Switchback you're talking about. Like an unfiltered wheat. Or just an unfiltered ale. Yeah, I like those. Typically.
the tracks on a 1 minute. Translated it to this M. Yeah. Volatility has narrowed significantly. It's just not a lot of movement happening right now. Hindsight, we definitely should have taken these 2 points right here. There. There. As entries. So we moved our entry down to roughly here, even lower. This is starting to look like these pins. We may break high first before we come back down. So at this point, what I would like to see is this to go ahead and play out one more time down, catch this moving average maybe here-ish, and then a solid break to the high. That's what I would like to see. So we're just going to railroad all day, apparently. You're trying to break to the high real quick. Not an option for me, unfortunately. Maybe one day. Hopefully this move will play out in the next 15 minutes or so, because I need to probably cut this at 8 my time, so in 15 minutes, be ready to head up to work. So, be a chap, Ether. Give us another drop, and then a rise out. I mean, we're in the profit, but we're in tiny little profit right now. I have to get a little bit more in this paper trade before we go. This song is way too down. I like this tiger blood jewel band. I got some cool stuff. So let this move into this move in front of the to move my brain to the upside. So I had a long conversation with my boss yesterday about some bullshit internal requirement that I'm not doing. It's not compliance. Like if it's not done, we control as an organization. So I just stopped because it's bullshit. And I work in sales. Do y'all really want me to pay, or do y'all really want to pay me to do customer service? I hear you. What was your boss's reaction to that? That's something he or she really cares about. I've been a boss in some capacity. People within the military and federal government and other organizations for years and years and years. One thing that I've learned as a leader is to listen to your people and be flexible. Don't be so set in your ways. If you can't learn something from an employee or a team member, Simon Sinek wrote a really good book called Leaders Eat Last. Fantastic leadership book. In fact, in one of my positions, I was a middle manager, and so I had basically all the people directly under me had more people directly under them. They were the frontline supervisors, so I was the next step up. And I wound up buying that book and giving it to all of the leaders that were underneath me because it's that good. It's really, I would say, influenced my leadership philosophy, and it did to an extent. It also just matched what I already felt naturally was the right leadership philosophy. I understand that you're in sales, and even showed me evidence that he is pushing to have the standard changed, but he gets shit on it. Me not doing my shit gets more shit. It does, but I will say this, a good leader accepts the shit and passes on the praise. So if it's shit, if you're generating shit for him, but it's for the right reason, in my opinion, that is shit he needs to just accept. Shield you from. That has always been what I've tried to do with my people is, one of two things is going to come down to me from the people above me, right? And I'm the sieve, I'm the filter, and the shit that comes down. Now, obviously, if someone below me is doing something that's worthy of getting shit on, then I'm going to shit on them too. But for the most part, if their intentions are good and they're trying to make a change for the better, then I will filter out that shit at my level, and I will let through all the praise. So, I understand where he's coming from, but I'm also pretty harsh on leaders in general, just because it's been my career for so long, and I really don't like it when people don't treat their employees right, or the way that I think is right. Yeah, well, that's a problem. It's kind of in the name there. All right, we have 5 more minutes. Let's see what kind of action we get. We've already had 2 take profits. We missed these. These would have been really nice to grab. Should have pulled the trigger on these 2 before this take profit. Would have added a good, I don't know, probably another few percent to whatever the total profit was here. And we were going the hedge route. Could have taken profit and built a short here. Could take profit, build a short here. Take profit, build a short there. And then now you're very clearly in the profit already on your short, because your entry started here, added there, so it stayed the same, added here, so it dropped just a little bit. So the entry on that short, if you're playing that route, would be halfway between here and there, so probably in this region, your net position on the short. And now it is clearly the profit. Now let's wait out these next 4 minutes and see if this pushes down lower. If so, we'll get to draw another nifty little circle and call it a take profit on the short. He showed me some emails he sent about this exact thing, and she said it would be too much work for her staff. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say you disagree with that perspective. Also, I should point out that this looks like a bit of a head and shoulders formation happening, which is good for this secondary move, this short. The sales only party set. Donuts are for closers. Coffee's for closers. You ever watch Workaholics? I love that show. Aha. Aha. What are you going to do? Tap this 50 and break to the low? I think that's what you're going to do. Do it. Do it. Do what I tell you. Listen to Bang Out the Zone. And 1 billion sales annually. That's moving some quantity. Good on you for being able to handle that kind of a position, man, because I did sales briefly when I was younger, and oof, my goodness. I mean, I did okay, but it's just not for me. That's the move we're looking for. One more minute. Get one more candle. Actually, this is that's the candle. So we're going to mark it. We're going to call that take profit on the short from here to here. That's going to be it for me today, my friends. There we go. Not too bad. I mean, if we had actually traded this, we very likely would have made 1 profitable trade, 2 profitable trades, and 3 on the downside. Very nice. Okay, my friends. Irritating because my jump is yeah. In that sense, you are correct. All right, well, goats, we will talk later tonight. Anyone else still hanging around or watching this in the future,
Well, first of all, how's the future? Hope it's great. Do you have a flying car yet? And I will see you probably tomorrow morning. That's the plan. Maddie, take care, my friend. Had a fun time talking with you all this morning. Ooh, look at that. We could have made it. We could have made better. Well, no, we're not going to do that. We can't second guess. Take what we get. We're happy we closed in a good spot. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. That's it for me.